Okay, good evening, everybody. We are so excited that you're here. We have Darian tonight, and she is going to be talking to us about social media and how to niche down our audience. And I'm sure she's going to be talking about this to you guys. And because when we're talking to everybody, you guys were talking to nobody. And I'm sure she's going to talk to us about how to kind of hone that in. And so, Darian, I'm so excited. I have my pen and my paper, and I cannot wait to hear from you.
Yay! Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited. I did like a mini version of this with our team a couple weeks ago. And so this morning I woke up at like 5 and like couldn't sleep and had all these thoughts. And so I have all my notes. So I'm going to be reading from them a little bit. But I wanted to go ahead and introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. My name's Darian. I started using Money April 2020, so a little over a year ago. And then I jumped into the business in October. Erica Mills is my upline, and she's been amazing. So I outside of Money, so this is just my side business. I am a full-time behavior therapist at a school for children with autism, and then I also run a side photography business. On top of, I have a 2-year-old. Well, she's going to be 2 soon in July. And then I also have a baby on the way. So my schedule is packed. But I am making it where I'm like the poster of you can fit it in and make it work. So, yeah, so I'm super excited. And so niche, I don't know how everybody says it. I hear it both ways. Like, I usually say niche. I don't know what most people say. But niching down is something that I recently did I would say within the past like 6 months in my social media as a whole. Like I was saying, I run a photography business too. So my social media, when I first started Money, I was like, do I get 2 different accounts? Do I just kind of like encompass it? And I was like, I can't take on 2 accounts. I know myself, like I'm just gonna encompass everything. So what I have done with my photography business and with my Money business and just my social media as a whole is I really found who my ideal audience is and who I want to talk to, because I am looking to attract the market partners that want to sell. So I've encompassed everything together into one little niche, and I'm going to talk about who my audience is. I'll go into more detail about that, and then how you can like figure out your audience and figure out how to niche down yourself. So let's see. So what does it mean to niche down? So like Stephanie was just saying, if you've heard the saying, if you're trying to please everybody, you're going to please nobody. The same thing goes with social media. If you're trying to attract everyone, you're going to get lost. And there's so many people out there in social media, and people are really looking for people that they can relate to. So that is the purpose of niching down and finding your ideal audience. Let's see. So what we're going to do when we niche down is we're going to find our ideal audience, and then we're going to target them with our posts and how we interact on social media. So I know like a big concern that I hear a lot of people say, well, if I niche down and I'm only talking to one group of people, then I'm eliminating, all these other people that I could reach out to too. But you're actually going to attract more people, more of the right people and less of the wrong people. So a common problem that I hear from my like market partners that are on my under me, and then even sideline market partners, is they're having trouble finding people who want to sell, who are as motivated as they are to sell. And that is, I mean, obviously you're here tonight, you're motivated, you want to be in the business and grow your business. So I want to help you find people who are as motivated, as equally as motivated as you, and that is what niching down is going to do. Think of it like, I heard an analogy. I was listening to a podcast about this. They said that, think of it as like shooting an arrow into an empty field. So you're shooting an arrow into this empty field, you're hitting nothing. But if you have a target, like your target audience, then you have something that you can hit, and you're going to, be more apt to hit the target. So how does this relate to money? As far as, money works for all hair types. And it also, the business side works for people in all walks of life. So how does niching down relate to money? Like I was saying, the common problem of not being able to find people who are like-minded and motivated as you. And the problem is we're trying to relate to everyone by telling too many different stories at one time. So I know that, we share a lot of, oh, Money did this for my friend here, and then my friend here, and she's a military wife, and she is a stay-at-home mom, and she's running her side business, and she's young, and she's getting target money. There's so many different people that it can reach, but the problem is we're not talking to one specific person, so we are getting lost. So let me see. Sorry, I'm reading my notes. So like I was saying, when we're not targeting our audience, it will lead to, attracting nobody, not having anybody that wants to sell under us. And that's what leads to a lot of burnout in our in market partners. They're like, my business isn't growing. Why isn't it growing? And then they dwindle out, and then they're gone. So we're gonna find the perfect people for you guys. So people can relate to you more and more as you are sharing your story and sharing specifically who you are. And you're looking to not only find someone who's a good fit for you in your business, but also people who you can serve really well. I can serve somebody that is in the same sort of walk of life as me. I can serve them very well, as opposed to somebody who's in a completely different place in their life. So that is why we want to attract those people who are like us. So let's see. So how are we going to niche down? How are you going to find who your ideal audience is on social media? So it's easier than you think. What you're really going to do is think about yourself, and because your ideal person is you. You're looking for people like you that you can serve. So you'll find it a lot easier also to post, to talk to people who are in those similar circumstances. So as we, posting, I feel like, is something a lot of people overthink. So when you're trying to talk to everybody and attract everybody, you're not posting at all because you're overwhelmed. I know when I'm overwhelmed, I shut down and I don't do anything. So knowing who you're talking to and feeling confident in that is going to keep your posting more consistent. So to find your audience, I've got a couple questions that you can ask about yourself, which will help you just define who you are and know who your audience is going to be. So my first question I have written down, who are you? What are your titles? What are your roles? Like I was saying, I'm a teacher, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a photographer. Why did you start using money? So for me, when I started using because of postpartum hair loss, which ties into my mom role. But people know me now as the postpartum hair loss girl. And maybe they just remember me from how bald I was because I've posted those pictures. But they know me as the postpartum girl. So why did you start using, and then why did you start selling? Writing down both of those questions and answering those. Sorry. And then also, what has money done for you physically, like what has it done for your hair, but also mentally, like what if, or I don't know the words, mentally, spiritually, what have you gained from this on a personal level? You've gained, friends, confidence. I know I've definitely gained confidence. I've never would have thought that I'd be leading this training for you guys. So just listing those things out. And then also, how has it impacted you financially? You don't have to go into great detail of how many, specific financial things, but what you're doing with your business and how it's helping your family is an important part of relating to other people and to other people who are going to want to sell also under you. Um, let's see. So those questions will help you narrow down who your ideal audience is, because you're finding out what your own story is, and your ideal audience is yourself. And then knowing your story and sharing that often. So making sure you're sharing not just stories of other people, but stories of yourself and what you're doing consistently. If you're consistently using, your money income to do, whatever that might look like, consistently sharing that. And also, sharing, just being consistent in general. So you're going to attract more of the right people, and then people will remember you based on who you are and your story. Like I was saying, people know me as the postpartum hair loss bald girl. So, and then you're going to gain trust with your audience because they can relate to you. So as you niche down, you may see that, I know on my Instagram, I don't have a lot of teenage boys following me because they can't relate to me. Why would they? So you're going to attract more people who are like you. So for me, I have a lot of moms, or I have a lot of women who are aspiring moms, or who are aunts and like uncles, and they have nieces, people who can relate to you. So you'll get more engagement as you become once you're talking to one person. You're going to get more social media engagement than you will if you're talking to everybody. Let's see. What do I have? So I'm, like I was saying, for instance, my ideal market partner, but my ideal audience on social media, who I'm trying to attract, are moms, their moms to be, aspiring moms. I post personally about motherhood and family and postpartum and work mom life. I talk about my favorite clean products, for myself and for my baby, which money goes under that umbrella of things. And then also, I talk about breastfeeding and things like that. So that is my audience. And I know I've niched down even my photography to I'm only taking on families and motherhood and newborns and things like that. Other examples of like niches and niches. Look, that came out, niche. You could be young and you could be in the business because you want travel money, or you could be working and saving for your retirement. You could be saving for a wedding, or big expenses that you have in your life. It's funny. Saving for, sorry, I saw Stephanie's comment about saying it differently. Saving for a wedding or a big expenses along the way. Your goal could be to quit your 9 to 5. Those are just some examples of people of what your story could be like, and sharing that because you want people who are as motivated as you. I've ran into where I've had girls come in and we are very different. But in the beginning, I was just trying to attract all the people. I was trying to, build my business. And now that I'm like more established, that I can niche down. And because those people that I got in the beginning that are not like me, they've dwindled out. And, and that's okay, because sometimes, it's, the business isn't for everybody either. Let's see. And like I was saying, if you attract more of those people who are similar to you, if it's not them, they know people. So I have people all the time, they're friends who are going through postpartum, or friends who are moms in general. They're like, hey, you should follow her. She blah, 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 blah. I sound like I'm tooting my own horn. I don't have that many followers, but if you're not talking to the exact person who they follow you for a reason, and they're going to know somebody that can relate to you. So I have a couple action steps for you to once you've answered your questions about who you are and who your audience is, I want you to create a list of some people of who your ideal market partner is. So Ryan always talks about, she has her little black book of people she reaches out to about money and about the business. Thank you. But I want you to make a list of people who are your ideal market partner. And these people might be people you know on social media. They might be people you know in real life. They might be people that you know both, you know on social media, you know in real life. And then what you're going to do is keep that list of women, men, and then I want you to like and comment on their posts, genuinely engage with them, because whether or not they use money already, whether they could be your VIP, or maybe they don't use it at all yet and you've never even talked to them about it, but you don't know them. I know I'm not one. It's not like my style in my business to reach out to random people that I don't know. But if I build a relationship with this person over social media because I've engaged with them, I've liked their post of them and their husband on the boat, and I've talked to them like, oh, I love your bathing suit, where did you get it from? And just little things like that as you go. Just build that relationship with them. If they are people that you know in person, talk to them in person. Like, don't be afraid to tell them about the business, tell them what Monet's doing for your hair in person without being salesy. You can literally, I say all the time, like, oh my gosh, I tried this new chapstick. I don't really wear lipstick. So I tried this new chapstick. I love it. Or, it could be as simple as that, as simple as, doesn't my hair look crazy? Like, look good? This is like day 4. And you don't even tell them what it is. You can wait and they'll be like, oh, what are you using? So just continuing to bring it up in person also. So your ultimate goal is to build a relationship with those people on your list, especially those you may not know personally or obviously see daily. Your next step is to show up consistently on social media. I know it's really hard to show up daily, but I don't even mean show up daily with money. I just mean show up daily in general. It could be as simple as posting a picture of your dogs and what you did this weekend, but you don't want to become in the background if you're only popping up. First of all, your engagement's not going to be high if you're not constantly posting, because you won't show up for people. But if you just show up daily, because you're not in the forefront of people's minds. As much as you think that people really analyze your social media, they see your stuff, but they're not thinking about it after they don't see it. So make sure you're showing up daily, both money and non-money. And then sharing your story. I kind of talked about this already, but sharing your story often. If you like to go to Target and your money business is giving you money, if your main goal is just to have Target money, share things that you find at Target. People love that. I love that when people post that. So share about, oh, I found this at the dollar spot. It literally does not have to be money related, but you can tie it in. So you can say, look what I found this dress on the sale rack at Target, or there's a sale going on at Target. Look at this jacket. And then, in a couple other posts, you can be like, my commission check literally paid for my entire Target order. So don't just be the money girl. You don't want to be just the girl who's always posting about money. You're going to get lost. People are going to tune you out because they're like, this girl who's trying to make a sale. Become the Target girl. Become the Target and money girl. And then share stories of people who are like you too, who have found who are to have similar goals or end goals, or in it can be sideline people. I know that Erica, who's my sponsor, but she attracted me because she was constantly talking about wanting, or that money was giving her the ability to be home with her family. And that is my ultimate goal. And that is what attracted me to the business. So we have the same end goals. So I'm here. And I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn either, but I'm very motivated market partner. So she completely did the job right and niching down who she was talking to in her business. Let me see. Like I said, don't just be the money girl. No one's going to trust you if you're just trying to make a sale. I know we're all here. We all use money because we care about, ingredients in our products, or that's one of the reasons we use it. So share other things that you're not making a sale from. Share your favorite skincare product that's not, maybe money doesn't have, or share your favorite clean makeup. I've been sharing CoverGirl's come out with like their clean line. Love that. I've been sharing to some of my girls in my Facebook group about it, just because it's a cheaper, I'm not really into makeup, so it's a cheaper, clean way. So things that you are making commission from, and that's how you're going to build trust with your audience too. Let me see. The ultimate goal is to get people to know you. So share your family if you're, okay with sharing your family, and just let people get to know you. Your goal should be to post more personal than it is business, especially as far as Instagram goes. I know some of us, I don't know if everybody has their own like personal Facebook group. And that one, is more money related. I do like to throw some random ones that I'm not making any money off of in there. But as far as Instagram goes, you definitely want to be more personal than you are just trying to sell. So I have a couple just little random notes just as a conclusion, because then I'm going to read through the chat a little bit and see if anybody had any questions. You guys can throw them in there. But let me see. Don't try to be everything to everyone. Instead, commit to being exceptional for those that you want to serve. It's a scary concept to think that you're eliminating potential clients, potential market partners. But the magic happens when you do niche down. Your voice becomes authentic. You're not lost in a sea of a million people doing the same thing. You attract more of what you're looking for. You become an expert in your space. So you'll have people come to you if your niche is military moms. You're going to have people coming to you asking advice. Maybe they're new to being military. And you're going to become that expert, and then you're going to build that relationship with these people who you're going to attract to the business. And then when the quality, when you do niche down, the quality of what you provide increases and your outcomes are better. So I'm gonna, let me see, I saw a couple little comments in here. Let's see, Tina saying narrowing it down, finding the niche is tricky. So like I was saying, just answer those questions about yourself, figure out who you are, why you started, what attracted you to the business, what was your sponsor doing that attracted you there, and then just niching down that you're wanting to attract yourself. So you're going to be able to serve people better when they are similar to you. Let me see. The struggling with showing up on social media. Oh, me too. I love the Facebook feature where you can like schedule posts out. Like if I have a moment, I'll schedule like days in advance. I think that there's some for Instagram, because I don't know if anybody here knows what the Instagram app is, but sitting down and really scheduling out a couple days, is helpful. And then I love Instagram story. I feel like I get the most engagement on Instagram story, and it's so easy to be authentic because you can just pull out your phone at any moment and just snap what's happening, you know, in your life. Your daughter cuddling and being cute on the couch, or your daughter's acting a fool and you're trying to be relatable. Oh, thanks, Catherine. Oh, Planoly. Thanks, Jessica. Planoly is the scheduling app. It's in the chat if anybody wants to see it. Thank you, Jasmine. That's so nice. Well, that is all I have. If anybody has any more questions or if anybody has anything to add as far as about niching down or how maybe they've done that, feel free to share it.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. This was amazing. I took lots of notes. I have 2 pages of notes, and you guys, I think the key really is just showing up authentically, and I think, like she said, is really just niching down and not trying to be everything to everybody, and I know that's a scary thing, right? Because when you think about, like, oh my gosh, if I niche down and this is, and going from this target audience to this target audience, that's a scary thing. But it's exactly like Darian said. You're going to have your target audience is going to, you're going to get so many more people when you go from here to here, because you're actually refining the people that you're talking to. And so don't be scared to find your target audience, because it really is going to help you. It's going to help you feel more confident also in the things that you're posting, and it's going to make you feel more comfortable just showing up as yourself. So I think that's the key, just showing up and being comfortable and being confident. And I love the questions that you gave. That's awesome, because anybody can literally just go and answer those questions, and it makes it super easy to come up to narrow down what our ideal niche is. So thank you for that.
Of course. And I was going to say too, if you're having a hard time figuring it out yourself, ask somebody else. Like, ask them to, like, say, who am I? What do you see from my social media? Who do you think my ideal audience is? Or do I have one and I don't even realize that I have one? Because you might have one and you don't even know. So ask other people that will give you genuine feedback and genuine answers. That'd be a good way too.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, awesome. Well, if you ladies don't have any questions at all, thank you guys so much for hopping on. And thank you so much, Darian. This was great. I really appreciate it. I know everybody else does as well. And I hope you guys have a great evening.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Bye.